Right then, hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, welcome one and all. My name is Paul, I'm also called Knickknack, I'm the brains behind Knickknack's Daily Teaser, which is a fun daily brain teaser quiz. I also talk about TV shows I've watched and movies I've seen. Just recently, I've finished watching, last week in fact, I finished watching Star Trek Discovery's 4th season, and you can find out more about that and the movies I watch and the teasers themselves by clicking that little eye there. That'll take you to more of my Fabo content, and possibly link you to the written version of this video on my blog, Knickknack's Old Peculiar. At any rate, it's Saturday night, it's Saturday to be more specific, the 25th, and it's the day after I saw the first episode of Star Trek Picard's second series called
The Stargazer.
I wanted to tell you about it, and I think we have a possible better series than Discovery Series 4. We'll have to see once I finish watching it in a few weeks' time. At any rate, let me tell you about
The Stargazer.
Episode 1, The Stargazer, opens in media res, in the middle of things, with a flash forward to the last few minutes of the episode. It shows a red alert on the USS Stargazer, one that's being invaded by something, and a something that causes Admiral Picard, Patrick Stewart, to start the ship's auto-destruct sequence. After the title, the scene shifts back to 48 hours earlier, showing us the activities at Chateau Picard, Admiral Picard's home estate and winery, where the harvest of grapes is being brought in, and this year's vintage is being bottled. If you see a wine bottle, a French wine bottle with, I think the phrase is mise en bouteille on it, it means made and bottled at wherever the chateau is, just so you know, a bit of wine geekery there. At any rate, with the day's work complete, Picard and Laris, the chief housekeeper for the estate, played by Orla Brady, decide to put their feet up, only for something to almost happen. The scene shifts to show us Picard reliving a distant childhood memory of his mother and of exploring the veranda and the childhood of the family home, whilst being reminded back in the real world that he's due to give the commencement address at this year's class at Starfleet Academy. In Deep Space, in another shift, we see 7 of 9, Jerry Ryan, defending his ship from invaders, and once done, finding out that there's a hefty spatial anomaly nearby. Anomaly nearby. She manages to confirm that and talk that over with Captain Cristobal Rios, Santiago Cabrera, now captain of the latest Federation ship to be called the USS Stargazer, a ship who's also temporarily home to Dr. Agnes Girardi, travelling back from a diplomatic mission. The anomaly that they come across is home, as it turns out, to a huge starship broadcasting a single message in many languages. Help us, Picard. It gets worse when the Admiral arrives, when the team collectively realise that the anomaly is home to a Borg ship. The only way to stop the Borg Queen that's getting transported aboard to negotiate is to trigger the ship's self-destruct sequence. It's only when he wakes up from his apparent death back at Chateau Picard that Admiral Picard realises he's got issues. Now, what can I tell you about the Stargazer? Is it good, bad, indifferent? Does it compare favourably to Kobayashi Maru, the opening episode of Star Trek Discovery's 4th season? Let's take that point, shall we? Yes, I think the two opening episodes compare very well. The Stargazer, I should add, looks very good, stood next to Kobayashi Maru. Probably better, actually, now I think about it. Star Trek Discovery's got a very talented but very young and new cast and crew. it's up against, in Star Trek Picard, it's up against a bunch of comparative heavyweights in that latter series. Good, bad, or indifferent, I've got to say, I would say it's good. The Stargazer is one hell of an opening episode. From that beautifully done and heavily weighted early scene showing us Picard and Laris realising they have feelings for each other, all the way to a big climax with an appearance from Key, John Delancey, coming back into the series for this one, and taking diversions through Iso Briones as Soji, and of course Whoopi Goldberg as the ever wonderful Guinan, offering some wise advice to the captain there, again about Laris. It's an amazingly good episode. It's somewhat better, if that's possible, than Kobayashi Maru. The Stargazer looks like a hell of an opening episode and the start of one hell of a series. Frankly, I'm going to be watching the next episode, Penance, on the 1st of July, next Friday, and I'm going to be watching that and telling you about it on Saturday the 2nd of July. I'd love it if you join me. I'll hopefully see you then. Take care, be good, live long and prosper.